What up, you guys? Que paso? John's Moto Garage. Welcome to the channel. Today we're jumping on the Indian Scout Bobber. The big question, man, the $1,000,000 question. Is this the best beginner cruiser motorcycle ever? I'm going to answer that, so stay tuned, okay? Let's do a quick walk around on the motorcycle here, though. This is the Indian Scout Bobber. This is a 2021. Beautiful bike. The Bobber's just got kind of the cut rear fender. I think we have another Indian Scout somewhere, but oh, that's an Indian Scout. That's the full one. So you can see the difference between the non-bobber versus the bobber. Just a rear fender that's cut, and that's about it. Although, yeah, these bars are more of a drag style bar. So this is like a cafe racer. You can see there's a dude on it, right? Kind of your cafe racer style. So more aggressive stance. Does not have mid controls. I would love this bike if it had mid controls, but it doesn't. You've got forward controls. Sits super low to the ground, super low to the ground. All right, just getting used to the bike. This fly-by-wire throttle always takes a minute or two to get used to. Okay, so to answer the question initially, is it the best beginner motorcycle ever? It depends on the individual. There's the honest answer. There's no best beginner bike. It just depends on who you are, what you're looking to do, what your level is, what your background is, all that kind of thing. But I will say this bike, personally, I don't think would be the best beginner bike. This one specific, maybe the Indian Scout would be a little bit better for beginners. But my big hang up on this motorcycle, and I'll go here shortly into some of the specs on this specific bike, but my big hang up on this is the ergonomics. To me, forward aggressive kind of drag bars paired with forward controls has just never ever made sense. This motorcycle is not going to be a long distance bike. You're going to be tired probably after a good 30 seconds or so. Let's see if we can scrape the peg. Easy peg scrape in there, which is cool. These bikes aren't meant to have a ton of lean angle, is what I'm looking for. Obviously they're not race bikes. They sit low to the ground. Put the controls more to a mid position, slightly better. And if you have a slight riser with a pullback, perfect setup. And that's it. But to each their own. Different strokes for different folks. Now, as far as the bike itself, this is a liquid cooled 69 cubic inch V-twin, 100 horsepower, 72 foot-pounds of torque. That's where this thing freaking shines for being a little cruiser. If you were to compare this to like your Yamaha Bolt, for example, or say the Harley Sportster. You know, obviously the new Sportster S, that's a different story, and I've never ridden that one. But yeah, 6-speed transmission, fuel injection, of course. It's going to be a 3.3 gallon tank, 533 pounds. Performance wise, this thing being liquid cooled, that's where it shines, and that's where it's a cool bike. And it's going to be a fun one ripping around town. Definitely a fun one ripping around town. And it's got that style, so if you're looking for the specific style, then it's hard to go wrong on it. It's not that it won't do well at high speeds. Like, we'll jump on the freeway here in a second. It's not that the bike won't do well at high speeds, it's that you're not going to do well long term on this bike at high speeds because it's just not built for that. Yeah, this is an around town ripper for sure. Oh, yeah, it's a quick bike, man. Quick, torquey bike. You can feel it. You can feel it for sure. And that's where it may intimidate some newer riders, just being that it is a powerful bike, you know, for what it is. Way more powerful than if you jump on like a Honda Shadow 750 or something like that. Like, we're talking two totally different motorcycles. Oh, that's the bike I was going to say. This kind of reminds me a little bit, ergonomics wise, of the Harley V-Rod. Performance wise, not going to be there with the V-Rod, but it also reminds me of the Kawasaki Vulcan 650S. A little bit in terms of ergonomics, but also kind of the way it feels. Now, that Kawasaki Vulcan 650S is an absolute blast. That's a super fun bike. And yeah, this seems to be a fun bike too. But I have seen people on these bobbers or scouts doing wheelies and donuts and all that kind of thing, so it's definitely doable. Like I said, you're just going to want to do a little bit to it first. It's a shame we're behind these people with their hazards on, because you all know, man, if they got hazards on, you don't want to be riding behind them. Already on this pretty short ride, my lower back is starting to not dig it. Woo! Yeah, man, that's where it kicks in, dude. That's what I absolutely love about these newer bikes, is they're able to combine, you know, the style with some performance. Let me know what you guys think. Is it the best beginner motorcycle ever, bro? Or just a great motorcycle? All right, so my closing thoughts, my concluding thoughts on the Indian Scout Bobber. From a style perspective, I think this hits the mark for sure if you're looking for a cool looking bobber, you know, straight from the factory. From a performance perspective, this thing has a lot of performance and is very, very fun in that regard because it has the torque and the power and the reserve. So you'll be able to jump on the freeway, roll out freeway speeds, pass up cars if you need to, all that good stuff. My only gripe really with this motorcycle, like I said from the outset, is the ergonomics, and I think that can be fixed with some mid controls and proper bar placement or setup. But from the factory, this is not a comfortable motorcycle. And I'll add, and bobbers aren't known for being comfortable bikes, but you know, it seems like nowadays we're able to have the best of both worlds, so I would aim to get the best of both worlds. And that's pretty much it, man. Otherwise, just smooth operating motorcycle, cool looking bike, fun to ride. Like pretty much every bike, you put me on two wheels and I'm gonna love it regardless. Everybody talks about, they bash on Indian for copying Harley with some of their makes and models, you know, the Chieftain, the Challenger, Chief Bobber, I think. In one area, I think, where Harley, you could say, blatantly copied Indian for once, for whatever it's worth, is there we go, we got that right one, is with this bike, because now they're doing the Sportster S liquid cooled, and it actually looks quite similar to this. So I don't know, maybe I should have called this, is this the Sportster S killer? And I don't know, I haven't ridden the Sportster S yet, so I couldn't tell you. And that's it, you guys. Here we are, back to ride now. Shout out to these guys once again for letting us do this. It's been fun. So like and subscribe if you dig it. I appreciate the support. You guys can hit me on Instagram at John's Moto Garage, and catch me on the next time, or catch me outside. It's up to you. We'll see you later. Nos vemos, adios. Anyway, there's the bike, you guys. Beautiful, fun motorcycle. Had a good time on it. So, next bike I'm gonna ride will be the new Chief Bobber, actually, I think.